Hello, GM everybody. Welcome to There's Layers to This, Season 3, Episode 2. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Brett Draws Stuff. Yes, that is his official name. And we're super excited to be here again. Last week was really fun. Last week was good. Okay, so it's the third week of the year. Third Tuesday of the year. Do with that what you will. There's layers to this. We hosted on Tuesday for many reasons. But here's a few: Taco Tuesday, Toads Tuesday, Tezos Tuesday. I mean, need I go on? There's layers to this, like I said. So my name is Creatress. I'm a 3D artist. You're a performer. I'm a Web3. Some people say leader. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm here and I've been here for a while and I plan on being here for quite some more time. Let's see what else. I've been making art my whole life. And this show has been going on for, as you can see, 3 seasons. We are in the 3rd season and we're having fun. We talk about Web3, we talk about art, we talk about tacos, we talk about toads, we talk about skateboarding, crypto, finance. Tyler sometimes hits us with some real smart, high-level stuff. So yeah, that's what we're here for. Valerie, would you like to do an intro?
GM. I was really excited for today's show. It was just one of those days where it's like, oh, I can't wait until it's 1 p.m., you know? I don't know. For whatever reason, I was just excited to talk with you guys. And we're also live streaming. So if you want to catch us, we're also live streaming. You can see some of the fun visuals we have. You'll also featured. So if you're in the audience, you get to see your PFP up there on our live stream. But yeah, hello everyone. This is season 3, episode 2. And I can't believe it's the 3rd week of January. Like, honestly, my mind is already kind of like March and April. Like, I have so many things that are already planned with Web3 conferences. I'm in the middle of like looking for a place to move. If you're looking at the live stream, I've got like the beach behind me. I'm trying to manifest living at the beach. I've been looking at properties there. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I can't believe it that the time's already going by so fast. It's gonna be 2025 already before you know it. But I'm so grateful and thankful to be with all of you guys today, and especially be here with Creatress and Tyler. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Valerie, aka V Dizzle. I started in the NFT space with Gary V and his NFT project called V Friends. I won in a giveaway. Oh, what happened? Are you waving at me? Oh, okay. You're good. Okay. I won in a giveaway. And that was my first NFT. And I got offers of over $120,000. I didn't sell, but that really intrigued me and I just wanted to get deeper into the space, figure out what was happening. Why were people wanting and willing to give that much money away to a digital image? And so I was like, I need to learn more about crypto, smart contracts, blockchain, you name it. And that led me to want to meet people in person as well. So I started San Diego NFT Friends, which is a community I founded here in San Diego, and we meet every single month. So if you're in town or if you're planning to visit, let me know, and I'd love to introduce you to our community. But yeah, excited. Tyler, what's going on with you? How are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing fantastic, Valerie. Thank you for asking. Sounds like you're doing awesome, especially I'm manifest for you living by the beach as well. That would be quite a vibe. That is the pinnacle of lovely living. We love to hear that. Photos. Want to see some photos. Anyways, I am Tyler. And I love the NFTs just like these two ladies. I'm obsessed with them. It's all I think about. My wife thinks I'm nuts because all she sees on her phone every time she looks over my shoulder is a freaking toad. So clearly I'm deranged and have some sort of obsessive nature. And yeah, I got 3 children. I am re-educating them in the art of toads daily and other nounish things. Got a lot of love for the nouns in CC0 artwork and all such. So yes, it's Tuesday, Toads Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Tuesday. A little late to that jam. Just watched the film. Good stuff. Anyways, happy to be here. Insanely grateful. Grazie.
I love it. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm kind of behind on that too. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Would you recommend it? Did you like it?
No hyperbole. Honest opinion. Greatest animated art form I've ever seen in the last 20 years. They just, I don't know. It's just a steez and a style that they brought to the cinematic screen that I'd never seen before. In the storytelling, the voices, of course, the lore, all of it is absolutely exquisite. Funny enough, we have a TMT veteran slash stan. That's fan, for those of you who don't know. I guess Brett loves TMT, right, Brett?
I was just gonna say I 100% back up what you're saying about the new movie. I saw it in theater when it was in 4D. So if you've ever been to like Disney or Universal Studios or something, and they have the movies where you sit down in the theater and the seats like move around with with what's going on, and you can smell stuff, and there's like wind effects and light effects. It was really cool. They had a theater. They did that here where I live for that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was, hands down the best movie theater experience I've had.
Could you smell the pizza? Is that part of the
Yes.
4D?
Yes, you could.
I was actually thinking, could you smell the sewers? Because I know sometimes the turtles go in the sewer.
They had green fog, like they had fog machines in the theater that was like lit up green for when they would
Wow.
when they were talking about the ooze, and had like little misting when they would drive through puddles and stuff. It was really well done. Like you could feel them jumping on the buildings. It was they put a lot of thought into that part, a lot more than just the visuals of the movie.
Well, that's super cool. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of the artists on the team of the movie, but I know you would have told us by now. So, but I
Oh,
do
I wish.
I do want to say, would you do like a quick little intro, Brett? I mean, we know you, but the people who are listening now and later may not.
Yeah, my name is Brett. I live right now in Denver. I've been doing street art and graffiti for 10-ish years, and that turned into doing more like illustration stuff. And I went to school for animation, and I'm graduating soon, so that's been a big part of my focus. That's been my whole life forever, is watching cartoons and growing up in that late 90s, early 2000s era of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network really inspired me with a lot of that. And, just I have to keep drawing cartoons. It's just an addiction at this point.
Congrats on almost graduating. Is this your last year?
Yes.
Wow, we definitely got to celebrate. Let us know when it's graduation day. We got to celebrate on the show.
Sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you pinned up there? I actually really love the artwork. Like the moment I saw it, and you were thinking, I think you mentioned some of the cartoons that kind of inspired you. Like for me, I feel like kind of Courage the Cowardly Dog when I look at that.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I'm uh, super big into. There's a studio called Class B Cuspo. Um, kind of a weird name, but they're responsible for like Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys and Real Monsters. I'm pretty sure that's where Matt Groening started, like with the Tracy Ullman show for The Simpsons. The early ones were made in that studio as well, and it's that grungy, weird kind of cartoon style. And it doesn't really have to be cute per se, but yeah, it's definitely Courage the Cowardly Dog, Rugrats. Rocket Power was a big influence of mine growing up, and Bugs Bunny. Different you know style completely, from like studio wise, but I think he's the greatest cartoon character of all time. And I watch a ton of those old Looney Tunes that I try to put some of that into pieces that I do. And it's just fun to not necessarily take everything so seriously in my artwork and have fun and make little silly cartoon things.
Dude, this is so funny. I love that you guys talked about Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys and the Courage the Dog, because I watched all those. I don't know anybody here listening, throw up some hundreds if you've seen any of those. I always thought Courage was like hard to look at. Because like he's just a little like he's kind of an ugly little dog, and I don't say that about dogs usually. I love all dogs, even the ugly ones. Like I think they all have something cute about them. But anyway, what I was gonna say, Brett, was just a fun fact for everybody here, actually. And shout out to everybody who's listening. Zen, the code came up. If you have any questions for Brett, we'll open up questions a little bit. OG, Mart, Fostered, what's up? Yeah, share the room if you can. Okay, but back to the point about Rugrats. So when I grew up in Mexico, and so for the first 10 years of my life, I was immersed in all Spanish culture, right? But this was around the time when Rugrats and this Courage the Dog and the Wild Thornberries were out, and I watched all of them in Spanish first. So around 2001, when I came over to the US, I watched all those things again in English, and I had the biggest culture shock because all of a sudden all the voices are different. Imagine knowing like what Tommy sounds like your whole life, and then all of a sudden it's just like something completely different. So anyway, just had to share that little tidbit before we go on.
I'd love to share some Rugrats trivia real quick.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mark Mothersbaugh, who did the opening track for this series, Rugrats, this guy's the creator and lead singer of Devo. It's the hottest vibe ever. Oh my word. Creative master. And then, for those of you who know who Chucky is on the film or on the TV series, Chuck, the redhead, you might recognize those glasses somewhere else amongst the chain.
Wait a minute. Oh my
Wait a minute.
gosh.
That's right.
Chucky?
Yes, welcome.
What? Okay, guys, if you guys didn't catch this, Chucky in Rugrats, which came out like 20 years ago,
Hold on,
right?
I have something I can share about that. Keep going.
Okay, the guy Chucky, aka Charles, right? The redhead, right? Tommy's best friend. You guys know what I'm talking about. His glasses are, from what I remember, I'm not looking at them right now, but they looked just like the noggles, the Nouns noggles. Like, what? Now I'm gonna have to go look that up because that is just wild. Let's see. Rugrats. I'm gonna pull it up here on the live stream. If anyone's watching the live stream, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh my gosh, yes, he's got the purple noggles. Oh my god. That is so funny. Okay, that was not on the bingo card for today, but that's really cool.
I love it. I'm like looking back and forth between like my computer screen because I can see Creatress pulled up Chucky right now. She's on the Twitter of Rugrats, and it's literally the profile picture is of Chucky. And then I look over to my phone and I see Tyler with Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is wearing the noggles. And it's the same. It's the same thing. Like my mind just kind of blew, like just exploded, just seeing the parallels. The very first recorded noggles, maybe, perhaps. Rugrats. Chucky. Chucky was ahead of his time.
That's so good. I love it. I love it. All right, I gotta just say, Brett, what do you think about this? And also, what is it? What school do you go to? I don't know if you mentioned that. I know you said you live in Denver, which we're gonna have to talk about East Denver too. Stones just came in the room, and he said he's going to Denver. He tweeted on my post earlier. So, Brett, you're obviously gonna be at East Denver, right? What do you
Yeah,
have anything
it's
planned?
not really. I mean, because I live here, it's pretty easy for me to just go to whatever um when I'm available. It was pretty chill last year. The first week they do a builder week, which is in a separate location from the main event, but it's really just like a big networking kind of part of it. There's not really much going on unless you're like participating in the hackathon where like people are building stuff there and they do like ETH prizes and all sorts of other like grants and stuff. But that's really like the pre-event, and it was a lot of fun last year, and yeah, I'm definitely just going to be around hanging out. Um, I know Pizza Dow always does something, and I've gone to their events in the past, and who can't say no to free pizza? And I think uh, Prof Warder from she does stuff with Lil Nouns and Builder Dow. She had mentioned maybe like a brunch or something she was trying to set up one day. Um, I heard Modi might come and hang out for a little bit, so just hanging out with people that normally don't come around. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that sounds super cool. I heard also that Purple, I don't know if they call it Purple Dow, but I assume that's their full name. But Purple is going to be throwing an event, a satellite event at ETH
Uh,
Denver. Oh, yeah,
I
and
yeah,
they
I think so. Chris did a talk last year that was really good. Talking about purple and explaining what it was. So that'd be cool to see them come back and do the whole thing.
yes, stay tuned for that. I may end up performing there since they are related to nouns, and I do have this prop up in Nouns Prop House to bring a performance to Denver. So they just reached out and were like, hey, we're doing an event. So it's not set in stone, but if the prop passes, that may very well be where I do the performance, which I think would just make so much sense because most of the people at their event are part of the Nouns ecosystem. So, yeah, what do you think about that, Brett?
I think that'd be cool. I'm, looking forward to seeing one of your events. You've been putting it up in the prop house for the last few rounds, so fingers crossed that it passes this time.
Yes, fingers and toes crossed that it passes. I think this is the third or fourth time that I have submitted this type of prop to bring a performance to somewhere. So for anyone who doesn't know about Prop House, just real quick, um, the Noun Style, which Brett is a very active participant of, they sell a noun every single day. They auction one off, and then the funds from it go to all sorts of things. But one of the things that they are using their funds for is these prop house rounds, right? So you can propose any project, any idea that you have. And if you win, there's two winners each round, and each winner gets 5 ETH, right? And then with that 5 ETH, you can implement your idea. So that's what we're talking about. We proposed, or I made a proposal to bring a performance to East Denver and to NFT NYC. So if it passes, you'll see me there. And Valerie also asked me to be a moderator on a panel about Oni Force. Maybe they just call it Oni now, but yeah, so I might be moderating a panel as well. So fingers and toes crossed. Everybody cross your fingers, metaphorically, of course. I know you're busy. You got to type.
I do want to say for the record, because in case East Denver listens, the panel is not about Oni Force, because there's absolutely zero tolerance for shilling on any East Denver space. So it's not about Oni Force. It's taking a deep dive of community building with Oni Force. So I'm part of the team. I'm heading the Oni World program, and then my partner Keegan is part of the ambassador program, and then we also have the head of community engagement and strategy, which is Bobby San. Maybe we'll get him on as a guest. Actually, he's a good person to talk to. But anyways, yes, I asked Creatress to moderate the panel, and she said yes. So we applied. So fingers crossed, more fingers crossed that that panel discussion gets accepted, because I feel like we have a lot of insight, and we've been experimenting a lot in the community of like, how do you build the community? I know people talk about it all the time, but I feel like we've been doing some interesting stuff that I want to share at East Denver. So hopefully we get to.
Yes. Thank you for the correction, Val. See, this is why you need a team, because some people just know how to say it even better than others, and appreciate you, Val. So teamwork makes the dream work. Brett, what do you think about this whole thing about building community? Like, how long have you been in the Web3 space as an artist, and what have you kind of anything you picked up about building community?
Actually, yeah, that's kind of how I got involved in this. Like I said at the beginning, I've been doing street art and murals for a while. And I had a curator friend here in Denver who was helping host a Bored Ape event a few years ago, and he hired me and two other artists to paint apes on the walls inside. And that was like my first experience at like an NFT related event. And this was when the mutant apes came out the week before, so they were all going crazy with like all their hype and nonsense. But it was cool to see people coming from all over the world just for this event that was a couple hours long on, I think it was on a Labor Day, um just to hang out because they were all part of this community. And I ended up winning an NFT at that event, and I was like, all right, so I guess I'll go and check out, see what's going on. Um, and I started minting a few things, and that was when, all the discords and everything, everyone's grinding for whitelist spots and this and that, and it was very overwhelming. Um, but when I found nouns, that was a complete flip of that whole, hype, when's the reveal, all that nonsense. And nouns was a really great place to come in as an artist. And you know there's a ton of people who are from all different backgrounds and cultures and skill sets that you can learn from and be able to work with. And it just led me to wanting to explore different types of stuff. Like I ended up making a nouns related collection that I put out a couple months ago. And that side of the community aspect in Web3 has been very welcoming, and it's fairly similar to um the regular art community that I have here in Denver, where everyone's very helpful and willing to collaborate with each other. And it's, right where I guess I wanted to be for now.
Yeah, it feels like you've really found your like your community with the nouns and just like being part of all their activities. I feel like you're really involved. And then I'm not sure if this was through the nouns, but like the cryptodes as well. For anyone who doesn't know, the cryptodes, we are going to have a little segment where I share the stats. Actually, I should pull them up here in a sec. But uh, tell us about what you did for cryptodes at Art Basel, because I feel like you're also part of that community, and they're kind of nouns adjacent, right?
Yeah, of course, because Gremplin is one of the artists from Nouns. I think there was four different people who collaborated on Nouns, and Gremplin also made Toads, and it's pixel art, and there's a lot of crossover traits, and um, something that I love about Toads, a little bit what Tyler mentioned was how like the Nouns glasses look almost like Chucky Finster. uh, I started to pick up on some of the Toads traits, had those 90s cartoons homages, and it's a little bit of hip hop stuff. Like there's a hair that looks maybe a little bit like Old Dirty Bastard, and another hair that looks like Roger Klotz, and there's obviously our lovely lasagna, which represents a nice orange cat that we all love. Um, and toads were super cool too because you know not so cute, I guess. um and I really like the vibe of Gremplin's work that he's put out in the past, and Tyler here was a big influence of mine to get involved in that community. He commissioned me for a couple things, and we did some trades, and I went down the Gremplin hole from there. And
The Gremlin hole.
and it I don't remember, somebody sent me a message one day, suggested to do a mural at Art Basel and asked if I was going, and I've been going for the last few years, and we started like just spitballing what we could do, and I hit up a couple of my artist friends that I paint with all the time. Like we paint murals and graffiti together, and we're always hanging out doing stuff, and they were both down to collaborate on something, and we put up a proposal for a community grant, which is something really cool that Toads does. Nouns has their proposals, but within Cryptodes, they have a little bit of community funding for. I think they've funded like a little Toadagotchi game where you can like take care of your toad and feed it, and play games with it and stuff. And they've funded little art projects and cool stuff like that. And we got a overwhelming response from people interested in a toads mural, so put up a proposal for a grant, and it passed no problem. And we got down to Miami and spent a few days working on this big wall right in the middle of Wynwood, and it was a lot of fun to see, a bunch of Nouns people come out and check it out, and a bunch of the Cryptodes from the event that was going on down there come and see what was going on. And a lot of people just walking past were asking what it was, because everything's getting repainted at that time. So just out of curiosity, and it's just cool to be able to paint something bigger in that location for you know a project that I have fun being with, and it's a similar kind of vibe to what we already kind of paint, the three of us, when we're together.
I think that's so cool. You get to be invited and get funded for like your passion and the thing you enjoy doing and with your friends and going to Miami and having people stop you as you're doing the mural. Like that's such a cool scene. That's a hot, fresh vibe, as Tyler and Lorenzo would probably say. That's really exciting. And super proud of you and your journey. I'm curious to know though, like, what would you say to anyone who asked you, like, hey, what is that? Like, that, what are you painting? Or, like, how do you explain to them?
I mean, within Art Basel, it's become a lot more welcoming to NFTs, and a lot more people are becoming familiar with that in that type of scene. Before, it was very much like fine art and everyone, putting their nose up at anything crypto related. And, over the years, it's a lot more of those type of communities have been coming in and throwing events, and so people are curious about what it is. And we would tell them it's an NFT project. It's around toads, and we would tell them they funded us to come paint this wall, and that just makes people curious already of like how you can get those types of things, like funding to do stuff that you love.
Yeah, I think this is very important for a lot of artists right now. I mean, I think at any time funding is essential. We need money for paint, for markers, for paintbrushes, especially if you're talking about a mural, right? We also need money for lasagna and tacos, and shelter. Shelter's good too, right? You need somewhere to set up your studio. So, no, like it's all fun and games, right? But I'm serious. This is important, guys. We are leaving the era of the starving artist, and we're trying, at least we're trying to move into a place where artists can thrive doing what they want to do. So, like, I really appreciate you sharing this story, Brett, and I'm so happy to hear. I mean, I knew that you had done the mural, but it's just really cool how it organically kind of grew, right? The community really wanted to do it. They had the fund, and it was perfect. And same with, like, the prop house thing that I mentioned, and it seems like Brett put it up top. So there's actually 2 days left if you want to make a proposal to possibly get one of the two grants for 5 ETH to do a project. That is still open. I have a project, like I mentioned. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it passes. But if not,
And
keep trying.
and I just want to say too, like if anyone's listening, they don't want to rush, to get something in 2 days. The round 6 opens, I think, next week. So if you want to gather your thoughts and get everything together, there's another round opening in a week.
Yes, sir. Valerie, and I saw
No.
Tyler waving.
Yeah, I wanted to add a interesting bit of lore to the mural that not too many people know about, probably. But Brett and I in NARS are engaged in a little on-chain experiment at this moment. So I had the great privilege to acquire a toad a little bit ago, and it's of the lasagna nature, of course. It pays homage to one of the greatest caricatures of all time, Joe Pesci, aka, Wet Bandit. What's his name? Not Mauve. Is Mauve? What's his name? I don't know. He's got a gold tooth. That's what it is. The point is it's an exquisite toad, and I was just chopping up with Brett. I was like, what if we form like Voltron and we put forces behind this small, warty creature? And Brett saw the vision instantly, and he concocted this story of what is now known as Gritter. And Gritter lives in a swamp, and he is portrayed on said mural in Wynwood, Miami at this moment as we speak. And what's another fascinating layer to this lasagna toad is that the NARS DAO has a third ownership of this toad. So we're like, it's a slow coup. Pretty soon, Gritter's just gonna be taking over 7 plies of Canadian hard rock, maple, and all other sorts of good. It's a vibe, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, on top of that note, for those of you who don't know, Brett has a free mint going on right now at Zora.co, and it's entitled An Offer You Can't Refuse. And I cannot be more verklempt and proud and honored and all the things. It's so fortunate to be featured in this just an outstanding illustration that lives on chain. Thank you, Brett Draws Stuff. Grazie.
Yes, of course. It was taking a little bit for the site to get indexed. I don't know why the image wasn't showing up, but yeah, it's showing up now. Like Tyler mentioned, it's on Zora. There's a link up top, and I'm working on making it a little bit prettier on the background, because something cool on Zora as a creator, you can like customize the page a little bit. So I'm changing the background color and the font up, and making it a little more part of the vibe.
Go get it. It is pinned and it is in the comments if you want to go get that free mint. Valerie, I know you have your hand up, but before we go to you, I just remembered we're giving away a free Nomo noun NFT, and I forgot to share. So retweet the space if you want to be in the raffle for that. We'll do that in the last like 5 minutes of the space. We are closing down on time today because we got other things. We got very important life things going on, and by we I mean mainly Val, but. Me too. I probably should do some stuff, some real life stuff. Okay, so retweet the space if you want a chance to be the winner. Okay, and this Nomo noun is being sponsored by Lorenzo's Spot, aka the Hot Fresh Lasagna Vibe. He's right there in Tyler's PFP. You could see him right there. He's the tabby toad. Okay, real quick before we go down this wormhole a little further, I want to give you guys the Cryptodes stats, okay? Because this is one of the things. Oh wait, no, Valerie, you go first. So you had your hand up. I'm sorry. Go on, and then I'll do the stats.
Feel free if you want to share the stats first. Go ahead. It's fine. I want to know the stats. I've been dying to know.
Okay, all right. So one of the reasons why I'm even sharing these stats, you're probably in this space like, why the hell do we want to need to know this? Well, listen, a couple weeks ago, Cryptodes had this prop house thing, right? Where builders, basically that means, what's a builder? Okay, builders is basically someone in the community who's helping the community grow in their own way, however that is. Okay, so we talk about Cryptodes a lot because, like I said, there's layers to this. The whole concept is like related to lasagna, and Tyler's Cryptode is a lasagna trait tabby toad, who's homage to Garfield, who loves lasagna. Again, there's layers to this. So what was I saying? Yeah, so okay, so I put in this prop and I was like, look, we should have a build our PFP. So I won the prop. Someone voted for it. And one of the things I suggested, I said, if I get this PFP, this really special PFP, I will share the stats on our show every time. So here's the stats. It's real quick. Okay, Cryptodes by Gremplin. Total volume for this collection. Now this like knocks my socks off every time. 78,966 ETH is the total volume for this Cryptodes collection. That's 78,000 ETH. They're actually really close to 79,000. Anyway, all right, that's total volume. Their current floor price is 0.69 ETH. Okay, so about a little bit more than half an ETH, and there's only 4% listed, and they've got 3,898 owners. So they got almost 4,000 owners for a collection of 7,000 toads. So it seems like most people have about two. Yeah, there you go. These were created in 2021. And let me just read you the little description, just so you know. Cryptodes are a collection of 6,969. Oh, 6969. Oh, that's hilarious. Cryptodes are a collection of 6,969 small amphibious creatures trying to escape the tyrannical rule of Evil King Gremplin. Gremplin's the artist. It says created by Gremplin with a small bit of help from his friends. This project is in the public domain, so you're free to use the toads in any way you want. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about CCO. Okay, that's another thing that we like in this show. We like the Creative Commons. So that means right now you could go on the Cryptodes by Gremplin page, scroll through there. If you don't have half an ETH to buy one, you could just pick one and start using that as your PFP, and no one's gonna care. Gremplin actually wants you to do that. So
Most generous
Valerie,
human on planet Earth
so
with regards to
so
the arts.
generous.
Are you kidding me? It's incredible.
Pretty nice of him. Maybe that's why he gets paid the big bucks. This is why when you're generous, maybe this is how you end up selling out a collection and amassing over 78,000 ETH through sheer generosity.
Well, for
guys.
clarification,
just
he
saying.
does that's the trading volume. That's between the folks, and Toads gets they get to wet their beak off that 80K. You know what I mean?
Good. Yes, that is a good thing to point out. So the 78,000 ETH total volume has not all gone to Gremplin, guys. That is just like how much has been traded between, to, from. Anyway, Valerie.
No, I like this. And, you know, even though I'm very much aware about the CC0, CC0, you know, model, every time I rehear it, it just gets more ingrained, and I like grow to appreciate it more and more, especially seeing what others can do with the likeness of the art and everything. And seeing, you know, in the beginning of this year, if you guys saw at midnight, January 1st, Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey Mouse, went in public domain as well. So it's super cool to kind of see it happening even outside of NFTs. I think even Winnie the Pooh is public domain now, I think since last year. So it's really interesting to see what people can do creatively. Is that a word? Creatively?
Creatively?
Creatively. Yes, and just see the good that can come from it, you know. So I am a super big fan of the Cryptodes, and I love all the stickers too. Tyler's always giving me something with Cryptodes, and I've posted them all over San Diego. You may find some if you're walking through the streets of Pacific Beach and Ocean Beach and downtown. They're all over. I think that's just so fun when you like walk around town and you catch one. It feels special when you find one. So yeah, you can do that. If you don't own the toad, you can still do that on your own. Go make your own stickers and post them wherever you're at located, you know. But I did have my question, and my question was about the props. And so I've been thinking about VCon is going to come up this year. VCon is Gary V's conference. That's going to be August 9th through 11th. It's going to be in LA. This is his third conference. We're really excited to see what kind of speakers he has. He usually has some pretty good speakers who are super motivational and have a lot of experience, especially in the entrepreneur world. So we'll see who he brings on for this conference. But I have been thinking about putting on some side events. And one of the things I've been wanting to do is have a cotton candy maker who can make custom designs. And I wanted to put a prop to do custom designs for the nouns. And so, like, that conference and my side event wouldn't be till August. And so my question is, how early should someone put a prop in for an event or something like that? Like, how early is too early? Is there a right time to put in your proposal? And that's for the stage. So anyone who has guidance, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, Brett's our resident nounish expert. So
I mean,
Brett,
I would say
please.
I don't think, you know, too early is a big deal as long as, you know, you're making it known like when the date is and you're going to be preparing for the event coming up, and sharing your progress along the way. We've finished this, we got this ready to go, we're here kind of thing. Um, I don't think too early is that big of a deal. And with those Nouns garden rounds, I think they are gonna just keep running them for a little bit. It's, I think, one every 2 weeks or once a month that they do them. So if you personally think it's too early, you can always hang on for a little bit and submit to the next one.
Thanks. Yeah. And some of the things like, too, because it may not get, the thing I worry about too is like, okay, what if it doesn't get passed right away and I wait too long? And so I know sometimes, like, if your proposal doesn't get passed, I know they can give you feedback. And I've watched Creatress do this herself and like do iterations of her proposals and then eventually get passed. So that's something that's also the back of my mind is like, okay, keep that in mind. If it doesn't get passed, maybe I can do an iteration, do the improvements on that, and hopefully get passed on the next round. But okay.
Yeah, and I think something else you could do too is go through some of the previous winning proposals for events like that and see what those put in and what the feedback was on those ones too, and why those ones passed, and maybe check out the ones that didn't pass and see if there's feedback why those ones didn't pass.
I will do that. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate it. I want to welcome up NFTP. Hello, welcome to the stage. How are you today? Do you have any questions for Brett or any comments on what we've been talking about?
uh Not Creatress. I'm here. She just pinged me and I was like, and then invited me up and I'm like, okay, you need a body? I'm a body. I'm a warm body. I'm here. I love it when people message me. Joe did that quantum down there. I'm like, I'm coming. I'm on my way. Here I am. So yes, the only thing I can say that I've just caught, which I think was really a great point about any kind of proposal, is if there is access to previous proposals, you can see where maybe they, you're basically evaluating whether or not that was a good idea that wasn't just executed well in the proposal. Maybe there was missing research or data there. So I think that's really an important thing that people kind of miss out. And also the builders always forget to, oop, that's my child upstairs making some ruckus. The builders forget to keep that available for the next round. So anyways, hello. It's TP.
Hey TP, thanks for coming. Yeah, everybody, I gotta tell y'all, everybody who comes in the space, they get at least one invite to come up to speak, because I know people sometimes are shy about hitting the request button. So everybody gets one invite, but there's no pressure, y'all. There's no pressure to come up. I know some people got, loud environments, or just, maybe you're eating, maybe you get your mouth full and you can't come up. There's no pressure. There's never any pressure, y'all. But if you do have any questions, you guys, the floor is open. Code also joined us. Code, you've been here listening to the convo. Do you have any comments or questions you want to share?
Paz a todos. That is peace, everybody. I'm learning Spanish. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to ask Brett about like where the art style came from, like, and how did you come to make it your own? Like, because I mean, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that you had like some type of inspiration as far as uh, the styling of your work.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was kind of talking about before, I'm very much inspired by those 90s, early 2000s Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network kind of vibes. Like my PFP in particular has a couple different little like homages to characters, like the nose style that I use. If you look at Stu Pickles from the Rugrats, that's very similar. Um, the ears, I kind of bit from the Fairly Odd Parents, and watching like Butch Hartman draw, because he said one time that he does like a C, the ear is just a C with a 6 inside, and I turned it into like a 3 with the 6 inside because that kind of looked a little more interesting to me, that shape. Um, and just I'm constantly watching cartoons. Like as I'm drawing on my computer, I usually have it split screen, or I have something playing on the TV next to me, like The Simpsons or uh, Real Monsters, or you know, kind of anything. Um, but yeah, very much so that early Nickelodeon is where I get most of my inspiration from, and why I started drawing a lot of that stuff.
That's super fun. Man, you're taking me down this like memory lane all day today, but with all these
If
shows.
if anyone has Paramount Plus, I highly recommend that because they have all the old Nickelodeon shows on it. Like everything you could think of is on Paramount Plus, all the seasons.
Whoa. That's just how I got the free. Why did I downloaded that? This is not paid by Paramount by any means, but that's how I got to watch TMT, the movie, last night with my kiddos. And I'm like, am I going to keep this? Do I need one more streaming service? And now it's a resounding yes, because the children of Culbertson home need to be re-educated in these cartoons because, frankly, they're the best.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
absolutely. And then there's also like, everything MTV, and I think Comedy Central is on there too. So like earlier today I was watching Wild Boys while I was drawing.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
The
That's so
offshoot from
interesting.
Jackass.
Yeah, it's Steve-O and Chris
Oh,
Pontius from Jackass, but they're, going to do, it's just all animal based.
Another show, another
oh
time, but
gosh.
just I want to put out there that how like an actor would move to Hollywood back in the day to start a career. Well, Steve-O moved to my hometown, Carlsbad, where I reside, to pursue his career. And he was a circus freak. It was insane. And that's how he popped off, was a pro skater named Danny Way helped put him on. So it's kind of a interesting turn of events. Anyways, sorry.
Oh God, I remember when he vandalized the sign in San Diego going into SeaWorld, I believe. Anyway, we don't have to talk about Steve-O, and we are coming close to the top of the hour. I see Val's got her hand up. Let's go to Val, then TP, then Code.
There's never enough time in the day. But no, this is great. I just had an idea for you, Brett, because man, I just love how we just took a small dive into like the nose and the ear of your PFP. And I can't imagine what other like inspirations you get while you're drawing and the cartoons you're watching. I think you should totally do a live stream where you have the split screen where it's like we watch you drawing your character, whatever the scene is, while the cartoon you're watching. I could watch that all day. I love watching artists and do their artwork. I think that would be a hit live stream here on X, on Twitch, wherever. Just an idea.
Yeah, I haven't really live streamed a whole lot, but that might be kind of interesting. I really love watching his name is Sloppy Pencil. He just became a nouner pretty recently, but he does live streams every week, multiple times a week, of him animating stuff. And he's doing one tonight on his Twitch that's going to be nouns related. So, always kind of interested in watching people, draw and do their animation stuff too. So right there with you.
That's cool. I think you should do it live stream if you're up for it. Let us know.
I don't know, but we're gonna be waiting. We're gonna be waiting on that one because he didn't want to come on the stream today. So I don't know if it was just he's feeling shy today or in general. But Brett, that would be cool.
It could just be a camera if you're on your iPad, or anything. It could just be a camera on that. It doesn't have to be his face.
True.
Just
That's a
saying.
good point. Okay, Miss TP, please go ahead.
I'm just excited because I just like this whirlwind. I just got the message, come here. And I came. And then I minted one of these pieces. So I'm excited. It was painless. I'm just putting it out there. Thank you so much. I love adding things to my collection. Pew, pew.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is a
thank you. I
star
appreciate
listener
it.
right there. TP, you're the best. Thank you so much for supporting. And yes, Brett has a free mint right now, y'all. You could have it. It's pinned up at the top. Okay, so we're gonna go to code, and then we're gonna wrap up the space. As I did mention earlier, we are giving away a free NFT today to one of you lucky people that are here. All you have to do is retweet the space, and then we will pick someone random who retweeted the space, and Tyler will send you over a Nomo noun. Okay, this is an offshoot of the nouns community. Brett probably could tell us more about that, but first let's go to code.
Yeah, so when we were going down the rabbit hole of Nickelodeon, I just thought of the other day I was on YouTube, and then I actually ended up watching Toonami, like it was like crazy. Like so yeah, so if you go on YouTube, they have like I think like 3 hour things or whatever of Toonami. So it'll have like the old school commercials and everything combined in it. So I was watching DBZ and Yu Yu Hakusho and all this other stuff, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, just for just for your viewing pleasure, they do have Toonami up there, and it was crazy because I remember the guy with the helmet and whatnot. I think he's like a kind of looked like a robot or something like or a robot uh what do you call it, astronaut or something like that. Yeah, it was nostalgic.
That's dope.
I'm just yeah, I watch these TikToks sometimes and like from the like they bring back like the 90s stuff and it's always crazy. Like there's a file in my brain just deep that was lost for ages and then you just hear the commercial or you see the short and you're like, "Whoa!" Like blast from the past. Like one of my favorites was Kablam. I loved Kablam. And then also there was this one, I forget what it was called, but it was the monkey and the alien, and there were these shorts. I think it was on Nickelodeon, and I just thought they were hilarious, and that's probably why I kind of am weird from time to time. Probably from those like cartoons, like watching stuff like that, watching Kablam, watching the Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah, I miss those times.
I gotta give a shout out
Oh
to my
God.
father at this point because there's a little show called Ren and Stimpy that premiered when I was just a little guy. And for those of you who don't know about this show, they kind of set the trend for all this goofy stuff, in my opinion. But they had a song called Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy, Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy, Happy, Happy, Joy. Anyways, my father would sing that to me ad nauseum from a child to a grown man. Still today, he'll do it just to rile me up and piss me off because, Dad, you're not funny. It's one of those vibes. And it's just a fun family meme at this point. Happy, happy, joy, joy. We love it.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Yeah, I just looked him up. I have seen Happy Happy Joy Joy. At least I haven't seen the whole the cartoon, but I've seen this character out there in the IRL multiverse. Anyway, thank you for sharing, everybody. I feel like next week we will talk about yeah, about our favorite cartoon from when we were young. So next, think about that. Take your time to pick one because I know it's hard. But next week, come back to the show and tell us because I am curious what kind of wormhole we can go down talking about that. We didn't even mean to do that today. I really did like the Thornberries. I also really, oh, something I thought of while you're saying while you're talking, Valerie. the Temple of Doom. Do you guys remember the Temple of Doom? Is that what it was called? Right? Like I always thought I would do really well at that. Actually, I was just like I would watch it and the people would fall, and I'm like, oh, I would have made that jump, or like,
Oh, Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's what it was.
okay, okay, yeah,
Yes.
I knew it was wrong. I knew what I said was wrong, but I knew it was close. Um, yeah. Well, here's my prediction. Here's my theory. My theory is that Legends of the Hidden Temple. What was? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Um, okay. My prediction is that Legends of the Hidden Temple was the inspiration for American Ninja Warrior. Right? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yes. Fun
It's like we all
fact.
grew up and then we like, went for the American Ninja
We just
Soldier or
loved
whatever.
it.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're totally right. And fun fact, in the early 90s, I was probably between the ages of 5 or 7. I went to Universal Studios and went to one of the live tapings of I forget what the actual show's called, but it's where you get slimed, where the kids go and participate in the challenges. And if you mess up, you get slimed. And they chose people in the audience, and I was one of the kids that got chosen. I don't know if it got aired or not because I never saw it, but there's some sort of taping out there with me, little Valerie, little Vidizzle, getting slimed.
Oh my gosh. I never thought I would know an actual person who got slimed.
It's been a
Like
dream of mine
that,
since I was little.
right? Me
It was
too.
awesome,
Like,
I gotta admit.
wait, I have another theory, right? Okay, guys, we're gonna have to close the space soon, so we're gonna go to authored, but then we're gonna go to the giveaway. But before we do that, I gotta say, I have another theory. What if this whole Nickelodeon slime was the inspiration for like the present day like slime craze that all these kids have? Like, there's literally like YouTube channels about slime. There's like TikTokers selling slime live, like slime is a thing, and like
Oh, it
did
was definitely a.
Nickelodeon start that?
I don't know if they started it, but it was definitely a big push of it. I remember like buying the Nickelodeon branded slime when I was little, and it was that fluorescent green.
But who remembers the
What?
triple OG of who started it on Nickelodeon?
Amanda Bynes? I don't know.
Keenan
I'm just
and
guessing.
Kel, who else?
You
No.
can't do that on television.
Yep.
It's so
Okay.
disturbing. I'm pretty sure that's why I'm so whacked out of my skull. This thing would be canceled every which way but north nowadays if it got put out. And this was the very first show on Nickelodeon. It is so strange and bizarre that you will get a glimpse into the mind of Lorenzo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they
Okay,
had that, and I
authored.
remember Figure It Out, which was another game show that they had that they slimed the contestants. And
Double Dare. That
yes,
was it.
Okay, we gotta go to authored because we're running on time. We're gonna have to have Brett back as a guest again for part 2 because there's never enough time. Authored,
Well,
go ahead.
I just came up quick because y'all bringing back trauma for me. I was at the Universal Studios, and it was a game. There was a game, Simon Says, and if you won the Simon Says, you could be one of the kids in the hallway or one of the Nickelodeon shows. And so I had made it to the final round, right? And we just kept on going back and forth. And then they're like, you know what? We're just gonna choose you both. Let's walk to the office. And I walked, and the other kid didn't. And he said, I didn't say Simon Says, and I lost. I could have been a star. You guys could have been seeing me on Nickelodeon. I could have been slimed. I could have been all of that, man.
That's messed up.
Oh my
man, so close.
I was excitedly walking down the hallway with you. Oh my god, that hurts. That hurts. Thank you for sharing that, author. That was the perfect story for closing out the space. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do the wheel. I'm gonna spin a wheel, and then I'm gonna pick somebody who retweeted the space. Okay, just so you have 10 seconds to retweet the space if you want to be part of it.
While we're waiting to retweet the space for the chance to win an NFT, I think it would be cool if we could figure out how to do like an overlay on our live stream, how like we can get slimed, like on camera, like just like somehow. I feel like you're talented enough, Sarai, or sorry, creatress Sarai.
Can you put a do you just need like a GIF with like a transparent background?
I don't know, could that work?
Yeah, we could. Well, the thing is, I can't put the GIF specifically over our faces. I don't know.
Or even on the whole screen, fills
Yeah,
up
that's
the screen.
possible. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good the tech is, guys. But I do have some okay. All right. I'm spinning the wheel, guys. Okay. I pulled up a little screen that shows me everyone who retweeted, and then it's going to pick a number, and it's number 1. So the person who shows up here as number 1 on my list of reposted is Granny Artist. So Granny gets the prize. Granny. You have
Yeah.
won.
Granny,
You have won a
Granny
Nomo
and
NFT.
Yeah,
Woo!
and for anyone who doesn't know what a nomo noun is, on the Noun Square, we do a show every day at the end of the nouns auction, and we get to pick the next noun, and all the ones that we don't pick go into another game called Nomo, where we essentially like spam click on our favorites, and the one with the most votes gets to be the open edition of that day. And Nomo Noun has a couple little perks. I see Symbio Tech down in the audience. There's a token gated channel in the Noun Square Discord where Symbio and a few other people post mints that are going on and a little bit of alpha stuff, and nothing too crazy, but mostly like free mints and cool art to collect. So that's you can get a little perk with the Nomo Noun too if you go in that Discord.
A little alpha channel, if you will. I saw Granny came up. Hey, Granny, congratulations.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so surprised. I haven't gone anything in a long time, but I'm super happy. And I changed my PFP because I got all involved with the Nakamingos. And so you won't recognize me today because I'm looking like a flamingo with the yellow beak and all that. But yeah, usually you see my Granny Artist Be Love PFP. I'm so glad to be here. And I'm so glad, creators, to be a part of the group with the NFT gals. It's wonderful, and you're really supportive. And I was late because I had a terrible migraine headache kind of from my arthritis. So I'm a granny and I'm an artist, and that's what I deal with.
Oh,
So
well,
much.
we appreciate you stopping by. No worries, and I hope you feel better. And yeah, we will have Tyler. If you can send a message to Tyler with your wallet address, he will send you your Nomo. And yeah, we appreciate you being here and everyone who's here. We are closing out the space. Today, we have some important life things to do. So we will not be on for 2 hours as we usually are. You only get an hour and 12 minutes today. Sorry, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But it was a really fun show. We have a lot more to talk about next week. Please do tune in next week. Next week we might have Miss Obtoshi as a guest. She's either coming for episode 3 or episode 5. So just come back either way. We'll have fun. But for episode 4, we have Robot Fish Girl, who's really funny. So you don't want to miss number 4. Again, Brett, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you bringing your free mint for people to enjoy all the alpha about the nouns. TP Code, Granny, thanks for coming up and sharing the stage with us. Tyler, Lorenzo, thank you for sponsoring today's episode.